Ingar's already given a little bit of my background. I can go through that, the startup of Bookkeeping Express, and then hopefully, what brings us together is, I'm a small business owner also. I own 100% of General Counsel still. Hopefully that's going to change with time if I can convince some of my attorneys to buy in. Although the past year and some of the curveballs I've been thrown by the economy, clients going out of business have made that a little bit more difficult right now. But that's something that I can share also. And also, to the extent possible, whenever I do these seminars on topical issues, on labor and employment law issues, I get extraordinarily bored if I'm just sitting here talking myself for 30 minutes. When I start getting bored, I figure everyone in the audience is just about to walk out and leave. So to the extent that this can be interactive, or if you have things to add, or all of us as small business owners can sort of chime in, I'm sure collectively the knowledge that we have in here far outweighs, and probably even individually far outweighs a lot of the business experience that I have. So as Ingar said, I did grow up in the area, went to high school in the area, went to college up in Vermont, law school at Syracuse, spent a year over at Oxford, which was actually the most difficult year of my academic career, far harder than college, far harder than law school. Played lacrosse while I was over there, which was a blast. Had experiences of entire town's lacrosse team chasing me around a field in Oxford because I had taken an extraordinarily legal, but perhaps dirty hit on one of their teammates. I was out on a penalty for slashing, which is when you hit someone on the head with your stick, which was a penalty. I was out, but I was released from the penalty, full head of steam, running in. Person caught the ball, turned around, and I met him full steam. And if you know lacrosse, I just absolutely devastated this individual. His teammates didn't really appreciate it. So, running around with the spires of Oxford around me, getting beaten to a pulp by all of his teammates, and we had a bit of a melee. After college, law school, started working in a small labor employment law firm. The experience that I had at that firm were twofold. One was a small business owned by two partners, one of which was really the rainmaker, the reason that everyone was there. The other partner was a service partner and did that fairly well. The one thing that I learned, and I think as all of you as small business owners realize, is the one partner who was the rainmaker, and what he taught me was the importance of relationships, relationship building. And I think for all of you as small business owners, consultants, you all realize that in working with your clients. But this partner had an unusual knack of, one, learning about a client's business, and two, really getting to the point where he could sit down with them, talked about their business. He was as knowledgeable about the ins and outs of their businesses as they were, plus then he brought the legal know-how to the table. It was interesting, a lot of our clients, there were coal mining companies. His family was in coal mine. We went in and did union busting. Well, that was the one thing I really gained from that response to that time is, you really need to spend that time working with your clients and getting to know their businesses and building relationships with them. From there, I went to Venable. Venable took over our firm and spent about a year and a half at Venable. Which was very good in my sort of development as a lawyer, in that one, it allowed me to market the firm. My first 6 years I was at the small firm, didn't really have the opportunity to go out and do any marketing sales. We had a handful of clients, most of them had relationships with this one partner. Once I got to Venable, it was a large, massive international firm, and could really go out and almost any client I met, any business I met, needed our services. So it really helped start to build my ability doing sales and recognizing that even as a lawyer, you still need to get out and do sales. You need to build the relationships. You need to be able to sit down with clients and be able to market yourself, network, and build relationships that way. The one thing about being at a big firm that I realized that I didn't like, and what eventually motivated me to go out and start General Counsel, is I wanted to build more relationships with my clients. Being at a big firm, a lot of times you're pigeonholed into the practice of law. you're the intellectual property attorney, you're the litigator, labor employment law, and you don't really look at the holistic relationship that you have with a client. Whereas, what we've tried to do at General Counsel is really be that outside General Counsel for clients, where we are building relationships with them, and really truly trying to be that one-stop shop for them. So anyway, I left Venable in 2004, started General Counsel PC, started initially on my own. The decision to go out and start General Counsel, as I'm sure a lot of you who might have been in large organizations before you went out and started your own firm, it was difficult. My father was a proponent of big businesses. Stay at the big firm, it's a lot more secure. He had worked at General Electric and then worked in big law firms. He thought it was the end-all be-all that I was at a big firm. It's a lot safer to stay at the big firm. Most firms, most small businesses fail, was the feedback I got from him. And if you look at the statistics from the Small Business Administration, most small businesses do fail. That's a difficult proposition going out on your own. But I knew that I wasn't happy being at a big firm. I knew that I enjoyed building relationships with clients. I thought that I had client relationships that would leave with me, so I would be able to hit the ground running and hopefully pay the bills. I had saved up a little bit of money, and I knew that's really what would work for me. And I assume, that's what each of you also looked at and decided. Or if you're looking at starting your own business, it is a lot more secure going at a big firm, traditionally at least. I was actually speaking with someone this morning, and he was a little older than I was, and he said, coming from his generation, probably my father's generation also, being at a big business probably was a lot more secure. You had job security. He said that his sons growing up today, it may not be the same because they have the role models of entrepreneurs going out, starting at businesses and being successful. And they didn't really have those same role models back 20, 30, 50 years ago when they were heading out. And that's just as easy now for rank and file employees of a big organization to be let fired or let go. The bloodletting at law firms, and I don't think anyone necessarily feels sorry for lawyers, but over the last 2 years, there were tremendous layoffs at all the big firms throughout the city. And I was astounded. Someone told me recently some of the graduating law school classes, at Catholic and some of the other universities, probably only about 30% of them actually have jobs coming out of law school, which can be very intimidating when you're faced with a 100,000 plus debt. So anyway, against sort of recommendations from family and others, I decided to leave Venable, and I think that was sort of in thinking about what I want to talk about today. One of the things that sort of rang true for me is that you really have to follow your own vision and your dream. I think each of us as business owners know what's most important to us, know how we're going to be happy, and I think that's one of the things that you need to do is you sort of have to follow those dreams, even if it's going to be the more difficult route sometimes. So I left Venable, started General Counsel in December of '04, on my own for the first 6 months. Chose the name General Counsel PC and put a lot of thought into this. I didn't want to be the law offices of Merritt. It sounded as though the business was going to be too small. So, put thought into what the name of the business is, what the vision is going to be, what sort of business model we're going to have. So chose the name General Counsel PC because that's the relationship I wanted to have with our clients, where we really are there as their general counsel, helping with them with all of their legal needs. Hired my first attorney after 6 months, and thereafter kept growing over next, we just hit our 5-year anniversary. The one thing that was abundantly clear to me over the past year is I wasn't a very good business owner.